Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna. And for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much for clicking on my video. It's been a little bit since I did a Faves and Flops video, but today I'm going to do one. And I don't really know why I'm doing it. I didn't do it last month because I really just didn't have anything to speak of that I could think of that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Not anything that was a superb failure, not anything that wasn't. So there's that. I've only got 2 real failures, so I'm going to jump into those first. So the first thing I want to tell you about that is a failure for me, that fly. My house right now is a construction zone, and because of it, the door has been open and shut quite a bit, and we don't have a screen. And these flies just keep coming in, and they drive me nuts. They drive me batty. But I feel like it's so mean to chase after them with a fly swatter, so... But they drive me batty. Can you guys see them? I hope not. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about that was a failure for me this month is this. I started digging into product that I haven't used quite a bit, that have been part of my collection that I maybe used once or twice and then kind of forgot about in my collection. And one of them was this. It is this Trust Fund Beauty, that Liquid Glow Though liquid highlighter. And y'all, I hate this highlighter. It comes out, so like it is, you would think it would be beautiful, but it comes out of this tube like, here, let me squirt some onto my hand for you. First of all, you have to press so hard to get it out of there, and then it comes out in the driest format of, can you guys see that? And it comes out in the driest format of, let me put this down. Good grief, I'm a mess. It comes out in the driest format of liquid highlight. And look at that. That is so pretty. You would want to put that on your face, right? Wrong. It just mats up. It's on my face today, actually. I don't know if you guys can see it though. I have this like stripe of highlight. It's showing actually very, very beautifully in the screen. Is it on this side? Yeah, I thought I'd try it again today. It didn't quite work. I really hate it. It gets like hard after a couple seconds, and then you can just, a couple seconds, literally, and then you can just rub it off. So like if you try to blend it way too much, it just comes off. It just comes off. And I use a wet blender with a lot of my liquid highlights, and it hates the wet blender. It hates a wet blender. So then when I go in with my finger, it just wants to stick to the exact spots that I put my finger on it, because then I go in with a wet blender to blend it in, and it hates a wet blender. So I don't know how to make it happy. I just don't. So it is, I tried to give it another chance, but it is being decluttered. I can't handle it. The next thing I have is this. It is the Ulta Beauty Matte Makeup Setting Spray, and this is the worst setting spray. I really shouldn't talk smack about it, but it really doesn't do anything for your longevity of your makeup. It doesn't do anything for wear time. It doesn't do anything to make your face feel better. It doesn't do it. It's just a matte makeup setting spray that really isn't a setting spray at all. It's just like spraying water on your face, really, truly. It does smell good, and the spritzer is perfectly fine. It's a really nice spritzer, but it just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. And the most horrible foundation that I have ever tried in my life, and I really, really hate the ABH stick foundation, really, really hate it. But this I really, really hate more. And it is the Smashbox Studio Skin Shaping Foundation Stick. I've worn it quite a few times over the last couple months, just trying to figure out if I could use it differently so that it works. And I even used it all up. So that is part of the reason why it's the worst foundation ever on the planet. Like, the contour stick is not bad. I still have, you know, quite a bit of that left, and I may or may not use it. It also is not my favorite thing on the planet, even though I like contour sticks. It's just too, I don't know what it is. It's too creamy, or maybe not creamy enough. I don't know what it is that makes this bad. But you put it on, and it doesn't matter how you're trying to blend it out, whether it be with your fingers, a sponge, or a brush. As soon as you start to go over a spot that you've already went over, the makeup, it just wipes away. Like, it goes away. I'm wearing it today, but I'm wearing another foundation over the top of it because I put a concealer over the top of it, and as I was blending out the concealer, everything was just disappearing. And it's that way for everything I put on top of this. It doesn't matter what primer I use. It doesn't matter how I blend it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is, and it looks awful. It looks awful on your skin like 2 hours in, and you're like, okay, it's just patchy. It's like here, but not on your cheeks, and here, but not on your chin, and not on your nose. At one point in time, I actually had somebody, my daughter, I think, came to visit me at the store, and I was wearing this foundation. Yes.
That looked awful.
I was wearing this foundation, and all the foundation that had been on my nose had found itself into like the center of my nose, and that's just where it was. Everywhere else on my nose was completely gone, and it was red because I have kind of a red Rudolph nose. But right here in the center had all the foundation from the sides of my nose up on top of it. It was disgusting. It was so gross. This foundation is the worst foundation on the planet.
What is it?
And that is why I speak of it. I love Smashbox. I will never, ever buy that foundation ever again. I don't like their base products. I don't like their primerizer. I don't like their photo finish primer. I did not like their primer water. I don't like their complexion products. I don't. So some things that I loved over this last couple months. I have this. This is the Bumble & Bumble Don't Blow It Fine Hair Styler, and how you use this is you put it into your hair when you get out of the shower after it's towel dried, and you don't actually, this is made for people who don't blow dry their hair. I never blow dry my hair. I don't put heat on my hair at all. I want to start using a flat iron, but I just don't know how. My daughter was trying to teach me yesterday, but I have this like piece, this hair stuff back here that just gets super matted up, and I really need to figure out how to use a flat iron. But this stuff is really great for making your hair look amazing, even though you're not blow drying it. It says work evenly into towel dry hair, squeeze and twist strands, and go. Good alone or layered with other BB stylers before air drying. So it's an air drying tool for your hair, and I just love it. I think that it's amazing. It works wonders for helping me style my hair without having to use heat on my hair to do so. The next thing is this. It is the Oribe Goldless Dry Shampoo. If this stuff was not $50, I would replace it over and over and over and over again. I think this is the second one I've used, but lucky me, I get them in FabFitFuns or, you know, as products in my subscription boxes. I do have a full one, a full backup that I received in a FabFitFun mystery bag. And I just opened it because this one is empty, but that will be my last one unless I get another one because they're $50. So I won't ever replace it, but this is the best dry shampoo in my opinion. If it wasn't $50, I would replace it over and over and over again, but who's got money for a $50 dry shampoo? Not me. Not me. This is the next thing I wanted to talk about. It is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, and you guys, I kind of dig this. This is a little tiny sample version of it. I did pick it up at Sephora for like 15 bucks and just started using it this month. It didn't last very long for me. There is a little bit left in there, but I can't pump it out for whatever reason. That pump's just not pumping that little bit amount left. There's probably 2 uses left. It's a really great primer. I find that it really does a lot to help my skin feel more hydrated. The one thing I don't like about it, but I think helps for my makeup application, is it's actually kind of tacky on the skin. So like you put it on and it feels really cooling and nice, and then if you do this, your skin kind of feels a little bit tacky until you put like your powder or any kind of foundation over the top of it. Every foundation I wore over the top of it looked really good, except for that stupid Smashbox one. Every one I had looked really good with it, and I loved it. I would probably purchase the full size of it, but I have so many primers to go through right now that I won't be doing it anytime soon. The next thing I have is this. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airless. I had this problem the last time I talked about this too. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in medium. This is what the packaging looks like, and this is what this looks like. And you guys know I just hauled this not that long ago, and look, there's little baby pan in there. You can tell I love a product when I pan it. I use this every single day to help my foundation just kind of set, but also look beautiful. And this made almost every foundation that I had, except for, again, that stupid Smashbox one, just look really great. It did a great job of setting everything. You need the littlest amount, and I have been using it every day since I hauled it approximately 2 months ago. It makes me want another powder, but I'm not a huge powder person. And I will never repurchase this one because this one was damn expensive. And I'll have to go back and see when I hauled it because I don't feel like it's lasted that long. But it is beautiful. And it has a 30-month expiration time frame. So I think that that's forever. That's a long time. The next thing I have is this. And you guys might be surprised. It is in my project pan, and it was in the last project pan update. Not a product I had used a whole lot of. But I've been using it a lot since that Project Pan update, and I have actually put a rather large dent in it. This is the Cream Blush by Peak in the shade Abu. And it is just a really pretty coral color. It looks just really natural on the skin. It's right here. Looks just really natural on the skin. It is what I am wearing today on my cheeks, and it is what I have been wearing quite significantly over the last couple months, just because it's a really natural looking, pretty flawless, easily applied blush. It's perfect. It's just pretty. I would probably purchase another one if I'm being honest. The next thing I have is this. It is the Benefit Gimme Brow. This is the only brow product I use currently right now on an everyday basis. I love this stuff. The spoolie on it for your brows is just so tiny, and really it's all I need. It's all I need. As long as my brows are getting done, you know, regularly by my Benefit girls who are shaping them and whatnot, then this is all I have to wear, and I love it. It's easy to put on, and you just push it through your brows and your brows are like perfect. So the next thing I have is this. It is the Too Faced Mascara Melt Off. So I have been wearing a lot of waterproof mascaras lately just because that's what I have in my drawer, my plethora of mascaras I'm trying to get through, and this has become a lifesaver as far as getting that mascara off without having to tug and tug and tug and rip my eyelashes out. I really do love this stuff, though. It kind of weirds me out because it's got like this like nothing to it wand. There's just kind of ridges on it, which is very strange. But you just like put it onto your lashes and wait a couple minutes and then wipe your eyes and your mascara comes off. It is a miracle mascara taker offer. It is awesome. It is the best thing ever. The next thing I have is this. It is the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer Base for your lashes. So one thing I will say is that I have struggled with keeping mascara on my lashes and not on my cheeks, with it flaking off, with it like just getting all over my face. And with also my lashes not taken to a curl or just not really loving mascara. Since I started using a primer for my lashes, this one in particular, they have done so much better. And I've not seen the problems that I've had with mascara in the past, with it landing on my cheekbones or flaking off. I've not seen that problem since I started using a primer. I do have a couple more primers in my stash, so I will use those as soon as this one's up. But I am super grateful that I received this in a sample, because I probably would never have tried a lash primer if I had not. In addition to that, I also got this little Tweezerman tool, and it looks like this, and that is some like mascara in there. This is for your lashes after you put the mascara on, to comb through your lashes so that your mascara isn't clumpy. This has saved my life. Well, not my life. I mean, that's a little dramatic. But this has saved my lashes from looking super, super clumpy with some, I think they must have been older mascaras that I had in my collection, because they weren't bad. They hadn't been opened, but they were super clumpy and gross, and I hated them. But I wanted to get some use out of them, and all I did was comb through my lashes with this tool right after I put that mascara on, and it took those clumps out, which was a gift, actually. And I am not even sure, where I got it, if I am being honest, but I just love it. The next thing I want to talk about is this guy, and he is dirty, so don't pay attention to him being dirty. But so I usually do my makeup with a headband on, with my cat ears. You guys have seen it. With my hair being the wonky colors, that I try to keep it out of like my moisturizer or stuff as much as possible. So I've started using this headband that was sent to us in our very first Boxy Lux, I believe. It's by Vintage Cosmetics, and it needs washed desperately. It's got my hair dye on it, it's got my makeup on it, but this covers up all of the perimeter of my face while still allowing me to get right up into my hairline, and I just love it. It is full of makeup, because you can get right up into your hairline even though it's covering your hairline. If that sounds ridiculous, forgive me. But it is just the perfect headband. The one thing that I don't like about it is I think it is part of the reason why my hair keeps sticking up right here, because it doesn't wrap around my head necessarily just so. Like, the headband doesn't leave like this part of your hair that you need to like adjust afterwards. So I think that is part of the reason why my hair keeps doing that. It's causing a cowlick maybe the back of my head. But I do love it for helping me, you know, save my hair from the mess that it could be from the makeup that I put into it. The next thing I want to talk about are these guys, and this is just a plethora of some. I have like 50 over there. These are the NYX Soft Matte Cream Liquid Lipsticks, and I want to say, you guys, that I love these. This is probably the best form of liquid lipstick. The only thing I can say is that their longevity is not superb. I mean, it is not fantastic, but because they're so easy to apply, they feel, it's kind of like chapstick, putting on chapstick. Because they're so easy to apply and they're super pigmented, it doesn't take much to reapply. You don't have this nasty like wear away from them though either. These are amazing. They're super comfortable liquid lipsticks, but they're not, I mean, they're not super long lasting, but easy to reapply. And I have emptied probably 4 of them since I opened this package. I did pick it up at TJ Maxx. They were, I think, a little old by the time I picked them up. I remember them being for sale the Christmas before, and I think I picked them up in like June after that. So like we're running on a year of me having them, so probably a year and a half of them being out and about. Not all of them have been opened, but they still smell fine. But they are, I would buy a full-size version of any of the colors that I exceptionally like in this format, just because of how comfortable they are and how pretty they are. So the next thing I want to talk about is this. It is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Longwear Foundation and Concealer. I love this foundation. I love this so much that it might replace my end-all speak-all holy grail comfort matte peach perfect foundation. I think that this is amazing foundation. I haven't used it for concealer much. I really haven't. The doe foot to me is really weird, so you can use this side here and pump it out. I use a pump of this, or you can unscrew it and then pull out the doe foot and use the doe foot. So I don't use the doe foot because it does have that hole in the middle to be able to pump the product out as well. And it's a little bit hard. I feel like it's hard on my skin, so I don't use it. But I also have concealers that I like to use, so it doesn't bother me. This is beautiful. Like, I put it on my skin and am just shocked with how awesome and lovely my skin looks. And partnered with this to make it a little less dewy is the best. It's the best. This is kind of a dewier foundation than what I have ever used in the past, or used and loved, I guess, in the past, and it's a little more fuller coverage than what I have used in the past and loved. But I really love this foundation. It's just, it's comfortable. You don't feel like it's on. It's got good wear power. I think it lasts me a good 12 hours before it's actually starting to break down in areas where I can see that I have no foundation anymore on my face. It's a little more full coverage than I tend to go for, so it's got that like high medium coverage, and it's a little more dewy than I tend to go for. So if you're really into like a good dewy high coverage foundation, you will probably like this. I don't like that I feel like it's this teeny tiny bottle, but it seems to be lasting me for quite some time. I just opened it up, like, I guess we're in month 2 of me using it, so about 6 weeks ago, and I use it almost every single day. And I feel like it's probably getting down there. I'm going to be super sad when it's gone, but it is currently a foundation that I would continue to repurchase. So the next couple things I want to talk to you about are actually an experience and then this kind of idea of things. So I picked this up and brought it over here because I wanted to remind myself to talk about it. It's not this one in particular, but it is balm cleansers, which this is. I have realized over the last, couple months that I really, really love a balm cleanser. It's a lot less messy than a regular cleanser is. It feels great on your skin. It makes your skin feel super hydrated and works really well for a first cleanse. Most balm cleansers as well, you can get into your eye makeup too, so you don't need a separate eye makeup remover as well. The only time I use a separate remover is when I'm using the mascara melt off for my mascara, because it's a waterproof mascara, and the balm cleansers don't typically take those off super great. So, but the pharmacy balm cleanser that I had, that I just went through, it was just in my empties, and the reason why I picked up this balm cleanser was amazing. I love the smell of it. I love the feel of it. I love what my skin felt like afterwards. And this one I'm hoping is going to be no different. The only one that I have had that I really did not like is the e.l.f. one. I didn't feel like it cleansed very well. I'd have to go in several times to even feel like it did well as a first cleanse. I love balm cleansers. The last thing I want to talk about is more about an experience than it is a thing. I mean, I guess it's a thing if you consider the fact that you spend money to do it, but it's still an experience, right? It's still an experience. So you all know a few months ago I started this new career change of mine, this amazing career leap, moving into the services arena for Ulta Beauty as the services district leader. And prior to that point, did not have much experience in services at all. I mean, I've worked in customer service, sure, but not in hair or skin or anything of the sort, and didn't really know much about either. I mean, if we're being honest, I didn't have any kind of skin cleansing routine until like a year and a half ago, maybe, let alone a skin care routine, and I didn't do anything with my hair. I said that in I don't know how many videos. I box dyed it for 20 something years or more, maybe more, and didn't care about products, didn't care about tools, didn't care about anything. to do with my hair, right? We all know this. If you've been around a while, you certainly do. I recently started getting facials at Ulta Beauty, and I have to tell you that my skin has never felt better. It has never looked better. I have never been happier with my skin since I started getting it done. Now granted, when you start getting facials, your skin starts, especially if you've not had a great skincare regimen, your skin starts to revolt. And I've got like friends that have popped up and said hello, and this is the nasty bits of, you know, 40 years of not taking care of my skin coming out to wish me well. But I will never turn back. I will never turn back. I love that I get a pretty nice hefty discount on them, because I can go in and get a 1 hour facial and it cost me like 30 bucks. That is amazing to me, because it feels so good and my skin feels so good. And I just want to thank every single one of you estheticians out there that work on people's skin the way that you do, all of my wonderful skin therapists at Ulta Beauty, all my skincare experts at Ulta Beauty, and any of you estheticians out there. Know that Ulta Beauty hires estheticians, and you guys are amazing. And I think that it is an experience that I won't ever quit having, because I just think so much about it and can visually see the changes that are happening in my skin because of it. So there's that. And what's funny about this is that is something that I was afraid to do always, because I have super sensitive skin and super dry skin, and now I feel like my skin isn't as sensitive or as dry as it used to be. And I also am afraid of chiropractors, because I am afraid that I will walk into a chiropractic visit and not walk out, because they'll crack my back so bad I'll be paralyzed, which is unreasonable. I get it, but because I conquered my fear of facials, I should also try and conquer my fear of chiropractors, because my back is killing me these days. Sitting in a car for hours on end traveling around the countryside is not good for your tailbone when you're 40. It's not. So, with that being said, that is the end of my video. That's all I got for you. That's all I got to share with you. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining me today. I appreciate every single one of you for coming and clicking on my video. And I hope that you liked it, or you liked me enough that you're considering giving me a big thumbs up out here in this YouTube world. That means so, so much. I also hope that you liked me enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel. I would love to have you along for this crazy ride. If you do subscribe to my channel, know that I typically upload content every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I typically upload it at 9 a.m., but sometimes that doesn't work out perfectly, so go ahead and hit that little bell down there so that you're notified every single time I upload, so that you don't miss anything I have to share with you. What were your favorites this month? What were your fails this month? I sure would love to hear from you in the comments section down there. Thank you guys again for joining me today, and until next time, bye guys. Gummy bears. Gonna eat some gummy bears. And drink some Coke. Hashtag not sponsored. Oh, how I wish Coke would sponsor me. Here we all are out here wishing that some makeup brand would sponsor us at some point in time, and here's me. I want Coke. I want Coke to sponsor me. Free Coke for life? Hell yes. Hell yes. Thank you so much for continuing. Let's try that one again. That squeak was my chair, by the way. My bare skin ripping on the wood stool that I sit on because it's so friggin' hot in here. Gourmet gummy bears.
What are you eating?
Got all my gummy bears. Don't take the blue ones. Don't take this one. Okay, you can have the pink one, I guess.
What is it?
I don't know.
Have you had the strawberry banana one?
I don't know.
Oh, it's so damn good.
Oh, it's Zachary.
Nope. Not important. Answer.
It's his birthday. I need to get this done.
My makeup's done.
Good to know.